Welcome to Highly Questionable. Bomani Jones in with us all week long. We're excited about that. What do you like on the show today, Bo?
All right, so is it Ben McAdoo or Ben McAdunzo?
Dale, papi.
Who do you see winning this power struggle? Jerry Jones or Fidel Goodell?
Do I have to predict a winner already? Can I not just marvel for a second that this is happening in the first place? You've got Roger Goodell, empowered by the owners to be iron-fisted commissioner and punish the players. It's how he got famous. It's how he got those extensions. And then all of a sudden he wants to punish one of Jerry's players, and everything falls apart. And Jerry Jones says, never mind about that extension. I'm thinking about suing the NFL over all this. This is an amazing power struggle at the top of the sports, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Now, here's the thing. I would say that Roger Goodell would be the one to win because there's still enough owners who want Goodell to still be the commissioner. But if Goodell's going to win this, he's not going to win this by knockout. He's going to win this in like the 87th round because while Jerry Jones does have the option of getting rid of Roger Goodell, nobody can do anything to get rid of Jerry unless you're going to buy the Cowboys. That's the only way you get him out. And Jerry Jones ain't about to sell the Cowboys to anybody. So Roger better be ready to fight and ready to fight for a long time and know that every time an owner gets upset with him for any reason, it's a potential ally for Jerry Jones. I like it when rich people get into fights like these. I actually wish they'd really fight.
What a weird position for Roger Goodell to find himself in. The players, his employees, are more vocal about his incompetence than any league you will find where the employees are that comfortable. And now the owners are turning on him too, at least in part, because he showed leadership in that anthem meeting that felt pro-player. That's a tricky position for him to be in.
Oh, yeah, one thing we forgot to mention, by the way, Jerry is talking about suing individual owners on the compensation committee. Like he forgot what committees are supposed to be there for, so that you would have a small number of people who actually do this thing. Think about crazy rich people, man. This is how they fight. Like, they don't ask you to go to the parking lot. They ask you to go to the courtroom.
I think that this dispute should be settled in the octagon,
Yes.
the old-fashioned way. You know, Fidel Goodell against JJ. Boy,
Yes.
I'll pay to see that match, I'm telling you.
Yeah, the problem with that is Jerry Jones would handle that like the $1 Million Man that said Andre the Giant or something like that in there because Roger Goodell would beat his old brains in.
And they can put that fight in Jerry World.
Yes.
Yes, we
That's
fill
right.
that place, right? To watch.
90,000, fans watching that fight. Are you kidding me?
Yes, he is kidding you. Nobody would pay for that. It's two old dudes fighting.
We paid to watch Mayweather and McGregor. Let's not say what people won't pay for.
How impressed are you by the Celtics' 10-game winning streak?
Hey, man, we thought this team was probably going to be done when Gordon Hayward was sitting on the ground with his leg looking like that, right? Since then, they've won 10 games out of 11. They've won 10 games in a row. They won last night over the Lakers without Al Horford, who matters a lot. We'll see what happens with Jason Tatum with the injuries that he has. But you have to be impressed by the fact that this team now is the best defensive team in the league. And that's a team that starts Kyrie Irving, right? Like, how much do you have to have good going on around it to make that happen? Enough to make Kyrie actually seem to want to play defense. This is impressive.
Kyrie Irving has not been their leading scorer in all these games. They've had 4 different guys doing it for them. The Al Horford injury will hurt them. He matters to them. But Brad Stevens, we know him to be a good coach. They are playing the aforementioned defense that Bomani spoke of. And this needs to be remembered. This was a 1 seed with Isaiah Thomas last year. Isaiah Thomas was a nobody before he got there. Brad Stevens can make something out of nothing, and now he's got Kyrie Irving to make something out of something with.
Did you guys see the stats on Lonzo Ball last night?
Oh,
Yeah, they were bad.
4 for 15.
Yeah,
That was a good game for him.
Oh, wow.
That was a good game for him. That was a hell of a game.
I mean, he did
That's
make
right.
4 shots. That's good.
Got 4 shots,
I'm trying to come up with retorts for him, but I really actually don't have any. He's going through a lot, man. You know, his brother's over
His
there.
brother in China.
Yeah. He's jealous he's not there, too.
Is there any way Ben McAdoo can survive anonymous reports that he has lost the team?
There is no place to be in the world worse if you are a little bit funny looking in a leadership position and losing than in New York, because they will do this to you. This is not a lost locker room. This is a broken football team. Their best players are all hurt. And while this guy may not be as good at his job as you'd like him to be, he doesn't look like he's good at the job. And so therefore he's going to get engulfed, whether he's 1-7 or 3-4, because people are expecting this guy to not be good at what he does.
Well, he's also in one of these tricky situations that he got got a job that he probably shouldn't have had in the first place. And never forget, they didn't really do McAdoo any favors. They gave him that job and didn't change any of the other coaches, right? Whatever was wrong there before stayed around with him. But here's where I don't think he can recover, right? The anonymous reports isn't what he's got to try to survive. What he's got to try to survive is the fact that he seems to conduct himself in a way that the players don't respect. One guy's talking about McAdoo seeing you in the hallway on your phone when you're not supposed to be. And unlike Tom Coughlin, who would say something to you, he'd walk past you, say nothing, and then fine you. You cannot win with an NFL team behaving like that. So if he wants to survive it, those are the kinds of things he's going to have to flip up, along with, winning a game or two.
Also, he has to get better in press conferences.
Oh, this was terrible. Give him, Poppy.
Would you say that at halftime?
This is what I'm talking about, Bo. Like this, yeah. Yeah.
And when you say that's what you're talking about him going to the playoffs and coming back looking like Pat Riley?
He did try to change up that look, as if he came back in disguise.
I'm a made man.
I look less like a guy running a struggling hot tub outlet store than I used to.
Somebody hand me my heart on the outside briefcase.
Does this release make you question Martellus Bennett or the Packers?
Yeah, the Packers cut Martellus Bennett, and these sort of things happen at this time of year. It happens to players of this age. He's in his 10th year in the league. But the Packers cut him and said that he failed to disclose an injury, which would be to say that he signed a contract with them with some bum part, and they didn't know about it. Then they found out, and now maybe, just maybe, they're going to try to get the money back. I don't know what this tells us about Martellus Bennett. What it makes me ask is, what good was the physical if you couldn't find out whatever the problem is? I thought that you did this. Like, I kind of understand if Martellus Bennett wants to say no takebacks. Y'all had your chance.
I think, though, that one of the things that's going to happen here, we all kind of felt that Martellus Bennett was just going to Green Bay to play with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers doesn't get a whole lot of great skill talent put with him. Martellus Bennett no longer has Aaron Rodgers. You know what's going to happen next, right? He's going to end up back with the Patriots. He came off of a championship. He went to go play with Aaron Rodgers, and now he's like, all right, never mind. You can try to take my money. I'm going to go play over here.
Well, he doesn't have to freeze his up in Green Bay now. That's it,
That's right.
I mean, I have to say this. Like, if you are going to leave the Packers, now is a good time to do it.
Not a lot of people know this. It's 20 degrees colder when Hundley's the quarterback there.
What the bleep is going on with Bruce Pearl?
Bruce Pearl things are going on with Bruce Pearl. He is not meeting with investigators. You know this scandal. The FBI is involved, checking all of college basketball for recruiting violations, for payments. And Bruce Pearl finds himself not wanting to meet with investigators. And the school is telling him, if you don't meet with investigators, you're going to be fired. And the only thing I could reasonably assume is he's trying to avoid all these phone calls so that the check's clear for another couple of weeks. He's trying to see if he can just avoid everybody so these next couple of checks come in before inevitably he's fired 3 or 4 weeks from now.
But hold on, though. The investigators that he's shaking off are not FBI investigators. They're the investigators for the internal investigation that Auburn is trying to figure out. And I'm trying to figure out one of two things. Number one, how's Chuck Person get arrested on September 25th and you still haven't had to explain to your bosses what was going on? And number two, what is this? We tried to talk to him, and if he doesn't talk to us the next time, we're going to fire him. How is he not fired already? Like, who gets to buy time in a circumstance like this?
Well, if he gets fired, I know one guy who is looking for a job. Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino, yeah. Auburn's going to swoop in and grab Rick Pitino.
Get in there, Rick.
Discounted rates. Discounted rates.
I mean, I'd think about it.
Why not?
He's good.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
We love seeing if goal scorers are
Well, we
alive.
stretch the definition of pro when we put Simi in front of it.
Oh, come on, man. What?
No. Oh, man, that's disrespectful.
Wait a minute.
That was
What kind
really
of league
disrespectful.
Is this? I mean, everyone's pasty. That guy's, that's 80 years old, that guy.
My son's TV show is brought to you by Heineken. To play the game that thinks maple syrup makes everything taste better. Do you question?
You give us topics and events. We question.
Do you question if the ref should have redone this jump ball?
All right, opening tip from Nixon Magic. What do we have?
Opening tip from Knicks and Magic. We have a flimsy do your question.
And a hallucination on the bottom right of the screen.
Oh, there's
Wow.
Enes Kanter. Look at that. He wins. He wins the tip, and then he shrugs his shoulders in disgust at number 13, the terrible jump
Yeah,
ball.
he's looking at the ref like that's the highest you could throw the ball. Yeah. Also, notice how the ref is quickly trying to get out of the way. Run that again. Like he didn't want to look at anybody. He's so sheepish after the fact himself. Show this one more time.
Yeah, toes curling into the floor. Look at his face. He's wandering.
Now look at him.
Yeah, he doesn't look anybody in the eye here. Oh, I'm a failure.
Like, I don't feel like that. Like, I feel like the ref's supposed to hop to it in a circumstance like that as opposed to being just like, oh.
Yeah. What the hell was that thing on the lower right?
What was that?
The mascot.
What was that pink dragon thing?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's right. What is that?
Yeah, it reminds me when I was a kid, I went to an Astros game. They had come up with one of those, and some guy in the crowd said the kids must have been on acid when they designed that. And that was the day I learned what acid was.
I got to be honest with you. I feel like that's disrespecting the American flag.
I tell you what, I've seen better jump balls.
Oh, give it to him, Bobby. Give it to him.
When did he become a swordsman?
A guy like Najee Muhammad's still in the game now,
Nate.
wearing Ray out, but they wouldn't put something like
Jay.
that.
Oh, that's
see,
brilliant.
That's good. That should be allowed. All of that should be allowed.
That
All
is
of it.
amazing.
Yes, look at that. That's brilliant.
Those short dudes, they always one step ahead of you because they can't get one step over you.
Do you question if these are all facts?
Jalen Ramsey is one of the best cornerbacks in the league. He's an FSU kid. His father is named Lamont, Big L. He's kind of like LeVar Ball. These guys are fun. And this was the fight over the weekend with A.J. Green. Everybody got ejected.
A.J. Green was looking for that fight the whole way, too. Like, if you look at the way he came off the line, boy, he hit him with that $1 million dream.
And so, yeah, there we go. The punches to the face mask. That's tremendous. And then afterward, this is what Jalen Ramsey had to say about the entire thing.
I told him almost every play that he was weak, that he was soft. That demonstrate facts. He just couldn't handle the truth. It was facts. Told him that his time almost up. Told him that it was easy, which it was. He had one catch for 6 yards. I was just out there spitting facts to him. So, I mean, I pushed him every single play. We can go back and look at the film. I pushed him every single play. I told him to stop putting his hand on me. It's a run play. Don't even put your hand on me. So he put his hand on me. I pushed him again. He just fell because he's weak. I mean, he's small. You know, some people are mentally strong. He wasn't during the game. He wasn't mentally strong. You know, I've talked to a few of his teammates afterwards, a couple guys I know, and they had been told me, they was like, once AJ started talking back, we knew you had him because he don't ever talk. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I do every week. I knew I had him to a point. And then the stadium kind of helped me out because right before we went out there, they showed the big highlight of me locking him down and his one catch for 6 yards.
I can't tell you how old I feel. This guy telling A.J. Green, your time's almost done. A.J. Green, like I feel 1,000 years old.
This is not the last time somebody's going to try to beat him up in the game. Like, I think that if I learned anything from that sound right there, oh, this is going to happen again.
And, by the way, he's really good.
Do you question whether this goal scorer was out of line?
English semi-pro soccer.
All
What
right.
do you have?
We love seeing if goal scorers are
Well,
out
we
of
stress
line.
the definition of pro when we put semi in front of it.
Oh. Oh, come on, man. What?
No. Oh, man, that's disrespectful.
Wait a minute.
That
What
was
kind
really
of league
disrespectful.
Is this? I mean, everyone's pasty. That guy's, that's 80 years old, that guy.
That was really disrespectful. I also like how basically we're calling like the Y semi-pro.
I mean,
like
how
anything.
is this semi-pro?
And also, how did nobody run up on him? Like, I feel like you're required to run up on him at that point.
Can I see the creaking goalkeeper again? Let me see here. Was that Dana Holgerson? Who was that? Who was that in goal for this team here?
Whoa.
I mean, that guy
And he knew it instantly, too. That's my favorite part. It's like the second it happened, it's like, there's nothing I can do to fix this.
All right, can you guys do something for me here? Can we just freeze it on the goalkeeper real quick? Just freeze the video on the goalkeeper. That guy went and got neon gloves. That guy went and got pants that are dirty at the knees. That guy needs hair restoration. That guy's trying really hard to look good.
That guy's also playing goalkeeper because he's too old for all that running.
Well, don't blame the goalkeeper. How about the guy who missed the head ball?
Yeah, look
he
at
was
that
the
guy.
one who started. There was a fat guy there in the front.
Hold on,
That guy.
hold on.
Look at the guy. He missed. That was a cheap shot. He missed that, and then you blame on the goalkeeper. You know.
Hold on, let's get a look at this again.
That's right.
We really have somebody to-
That's the guy that got to be blamed.
Why'd you call him fat, though? That's the worst part. That dude's like, yo, I've been working out.
Did you see the hustle in the last defender?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Why is the goal scorer wearing gloves? Why is the goal?
It might be cold outside, but look at my man coming in at the end. Like at that point, he's like, "No, I ain't coming up."
Hustle.
Highly questionable. This broadcast from the Clearlander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that thinks this table already feels crowded. See? Or no?
You tell us what's on television tonight. We'll tell you if we're intrigued or not.
What's up, little man?
What's up?
Tonight on NBC, Thursday Night Football, Seahawks at Cardinals.
Celebrating it here with Bryant McKinnie here because it feels more like football when Bryant McKinnie's around. Let's check in with the last Seahawks game. You got a Washington receiver, Doxson. He slides 7 yards. This is why Bryant McKinnie doesn't miss this game at all here. These are kind of things. You catch the ball, diving at the 7. You slide to 7 yards on the turf. That can't feel very good. And that's how Washington won that game. Seattle and Arizona tonight at Arizona. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Dude, that replay is the first time I realized that it was not Richard Sherman who got beat on that play. Like, once you got one dude in your secondary with dreadlocks, I assume that all of them are the same dude. I think that every defensive back that plays for the Packers to this day is Al Harris.
Bryant, are you intrigued?
I'm only intrigued by the game because of Adrian Peterson. That was my former teammate in the Minnesota Vikings, so go Adrian.
You guys had some fun. There was some fun had on those teams.
We definitely did.
We won't mention anything about that. Bobby, are you intrigued?
Are you kidding me? Yes, I'm intrigued because you know who's going to show for that game tonight? Carson Palmer. You know, he's an old guy. You know, he's going to be there. He's going to hit that field, even if it means playing in crutches.
If he hits that field, to retire his jersey.
That's right. Against Russell
Wait a minute.
Wilson.
Hold on. Let me ask Brian McQueen this question. Who's better, Carson Palmer on crutches or Drew Stanton? Who's better?
I'm going to have to go with Carson Palmer.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Controversy!
I'm right.
Tonight on TNT, Cavaliers at Rockets.
No, this can be fun here. The Cavs have been losing to the bad teams. What are they going to look like against one of the good ones? Houston's hyped for this game. Look at the hype video they put out.
James Harden was absolutely unstoppable today.
He put up 56 points.
He's just playing at an MVP level right now, James Harden is. And his jumper's working. He can go to the rack. He had everything going in this contest.
But LeBron James had 57 points.
LeBron James, who set up for the game, I'm not about losing, decided all by himself to snap Cleveland's losing streak.
Well, it was one sensational game by the best player in the league.
If you're a small forward or a big forward that has to guard LeBron James the next month or so, make sure you get a lot of reps.
This team must be ready.
Wow, I'm somehow less hyped than I was before that video. Bomani, are you intrigued?
All right, and so I'm from Houston, right? You understand this. Are we trying to take gumbo away from New Orleans? Because they had gumbo in that like that's ours. Like, that is not ours. We cannot do that.
And Brian and me are still thinking about that gumbo. It's all we noticed about that video.
I actually was. I was like, wanting to see what the finished product was going to be with that. And then it just kind of went away.
Are you intrigued? Are you intrigued by this?
I'm kind of intrigued because I seen the meme the other day with LeBron James with the fist balled up and everything, so I know he's going to come ready to fight.
All right. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Are you kidding me? The running beard and Chris Paul against the Snake Brothers. Are you kidding? I'm telling you, it's going to be hell of a matchup.
Like LeBron and Dwayne because they left Miami. The Snake Brothers. Watch, let's play the snakes. Let's play the snakes around McKinney. I think McKinney's afraid of snakes. Let's get someone tougher in here. McKinney, get out of here. Get away from the snakes, McKinney. McKinney, get away from here. Get out of here.
Tonight on USA, the Cromarties.
Best safety ever. Ed Reed in the house with us, not afraid of snakes. Do you know how many agents he's dealt with in his life? He's familiar with the work of snakes. Let's check in with the Cromartie family. Antonio Cromartie.
I'm Terica Cromartie. I'm married to this handsome.
We're going to watch Antonio Cromartie get beat up. We would have watched the last couple of years of his career. Bomani, are you intrigued? Ouch.
I have to admit, it's kind of funny to hear a man with all those kids say every play counts. How long did it take you to figure that out, buddy?
Ed, are you intrigued?
I am. I know Crow. You know, I was in the locker room with him, you know, and they having their sixth child, man. That's pretty interesting. God did say multiply and be fruitful.
Yes, he did say multiply and be fruitful. Antonio Cromartie has heeded the call. Pop,
watching that video there, you know who the boss in this house is. It's Mrs. Cromartie. She's the one that calls all the shots, you know. Yeah. You see Antonio, you know, he's feeding the boys, he's cleaning the boys, you know, he's getting in the backyard, you know, playing with the boys, you know. She's really the boss in the house. They should get together with the Philip Rivers family.
Oh, man.
Yes. They will have an entire football team.
That's a roster.
22 players.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Our thanks to Ed Reed and Brian McKinney for